Welcome back to the CCS Season 6 Championships. The round of 32 continues for one final night. I'm back with Fox here at 8 Eastern as Iowa State takes on number 7 South Carolina. And up next, after this series is done and over, we'll have one more game, Drexel versus Pittsburgh in the East Regional opening round.
Yep. Hello, everybody. I hope you have had a wonderful week so far. And we are getting closer and closer to the next round, nation round of 32, almost completed. We are right at the finish line. And for these two teams, I'm sure they would love nothing more than to see the next round of this tournament.
Absolutely, they would. And again, the round of 16 taking place this Friday, August 1st, Fox. We're nearly there, the round of 16, and Saturday, the round of 8, and Sunday, the Final Four and championship game. So we're almost to the end of the road here this summer in CCS.
And what a season it's been. CCS continues to grow, it continues to peak, and skill is absolutely plentiful. As Turnup is going to turn up the wall, trying to get by the first man pressure, and does. Og will poke the ball through another player. The third man for Iowa State does get deleted, but they do arrive in time to keep the ball planted firmly. The South Carolina zone, SJT has got some time, but not a whole lot of space. Vanish takes it away. Turnup will deny his attempt towards midfield. It's both teams in the feel-out process right now. Og will tip that touch away, nice and simple, as both defenses have been tested, but certainly nothing too threatening until that one. And Turnup will pass with flying colors, makes the save, and has the ball for the clear. Nice and solid, sturdy defense out of the Gamecocks early on.
South Carolina, again, had a not so great season, but played their way into this tournament, Fox, by winning the SEC tournament as a 5 seed. They beat Alabama, number 4. They beat number 1 Florida. They beat number 3 Tennessee. They just did it all in the SEC tournament, got their way into the CCS championships. Now, number 2 Iowa State awaits the Gamecocks.
Midas will knock this one forward. SJT has got the return right back from whence it came. Vanish has got to be careful. He got tackled off the ball, but did get the touch. Is able to recover, but no boost to his name. Cloudy also no boost. Can't get the double because Og will send that ball to the sidewall. Midas now trying to get through this defense out of South Carolina that is just denying every single thing towards midfield, making life a little bit difficult on Iowa State early. They have to be careful not to commit too many resources forward. Here are the Gamecocks. Cloudy will dump it out. Luckily, SJT is back after all 3 members nearly got caught in the corner. This ball sit in front. 2 South Carolina players are there to knock it towards the goal. That shot from Turnup just wide. Transition play does seem to be quite critical here. Speaking of transition, almost from defense to offense, but still both teams halftime looking for that first goal.
Iowa State has had a couple of upset results in this tournament, Fox. Again, 2 seasons ago, they lost to number 14 Texas as a 3 seed in the fall. In the spring, they did get to the round of 16. So, they've got some experience playing deep into this tournament. But again, every tournament's grueling, and it's difficult to win. It's Vanish makes it 1-0. Iowa State on board first here in Game 1.
That's a great dunk out of Midas that really forced SJT's hand, and with no boost to recover after that ceiling touch, he was caught in no man's land, and Vanish had an open shot, an open look at goal, and made them pay. Great team play out of Iowa State early as they will take the first bite out of the scoreboard here. And not too late for South Carolina to launch a comeback. They still have a little over 2 minutes, but South Carolina, as good as their defense has been so far, they only have 1 shot, make it 2, as SJT's attempt does get turned out by Midas. But the Gamecocks really need to start turning on some offense here and really making Iowa State think about the trip back into their own half.
Absolutely, they do. 1:45 left to go here in game number 1, and Iowa State doing a stellar job defensively early, keeping South Carolina off the board to about 3.5 minutes in, and their defense looking great to kick off this series, Fox, where it's going to be a defensive battle all night long.
It's really good rotations out of Iowa State right now. They're putting themselves in positions to succeed with the ball in both halves of the field. Speaking of positions right there, Vanish is able to touch Cloudy's pass into the net. Cloudy will take that ball away from the first man, beats the second man, uses him as a pinball bumper. That ball springs out towards midfield, and it is Vanish able to pounce. And Iowa State are once again able to outman South Carolina there and put that ball into the goal. 2-0 here on man field. And if South Carolina want any chance of coming back in this one, I think they have to score pretty quick because offense has been a little bit hard to come by here for the Gamecocks in game one.
That it has been, and now in a series like this, Fox, Iowa State a 2 seed, and again Maryland the 3 seed in the regional gets the winner of this one on Friday on the main broadcast. Midas trying to go underneath, couldn't get it to fall, and a good look again early in the final minute here, Fox. This clock heavily against South Carolina with 50 to go.
Yep, and the ball is exactly where you don't want it to be if you are a Gamecock. See a lot of fans for Og in the chat. He needs your support, needs that power right now as South Carolina continue to try and chip away, looking to demolish the 0 that currently sits on their scoreboard. Og had an attempt towards goal, but it actually hit his own teammate Turnup with the shot and the save, as it was an accidental save, and time will continue to tick. Less than 20 away from game number 2, and Iowa State have done everything possible to shut South Carolina down offensively, and it looks like they going to keep a clean sheet all the way up until the end. South Carolina are just out of time and out of options.
One final chance here. This clock will tick off to 0. We're on the ground. No, we're still alive. Hang on. South Carolina want one for the road. They probably will not get it. There's the kill. Iowa State get a shutout in game 1.
Absolutely. Got some return to sender, some Cloudy love in the chat, as Og has had plenty of it. Cloudy getting some as well. And as for South Carolina, their defense looks good early. They did make a team total of 7 saves. The problem was that they faced 10 shots, and 7 saves is not going to cover that. You need to be absolutely perfect. If you are unable to score, send that game to overtime where anything can happen. And nothing did happen. Most of the shots for South Carolina were of the variety that were not exactly threatening. They were easily handled. They were met pretty much right at the shooter, because Iowa State's rotations, they've got players being sent right to the shooter, cut down the angle, and it's just no threat. So for South Carolina right now, time to rethink the game strategy a little bit. Your defense looked good. Now it's time to do some cooking on offense. Then on the Iowa State side, well, everything went according to plan. It's just full steam ahead.
And Iowa State again, just a really, really good game 1, Fox. Their defense came to play. Their offense generated natural opportunities early, and maybe something here potentially all gets 2 dead from Midas on the offensive side of the zone, and 30 seconds in, pressure already building for Iowa State.
Midas on the collection, spots Vanish on the sidewall. They're going to go maybe for a solo here. The Musty, nice and soft, trying to maintain possession. The back wall touch denied. South Carolina are able to escape, but not for long, as Midas puts it right back into harm's way. It's going to bounce off the sidewall. That one goes through the goal mouth. No finishing touch there from, I believe it was Vanish in front of goal. Now, passing attempt play there from South Carolina. Doesn't quite connect. 2 passes very nearly are able to connect here early on, but it's good to see both teams using each other, using their fellow buddies on either side of them. Speaking of which, Cloudy does get demolished. Only 2 players left for Iowa State, and it's Midas on the goal line, touching that one away. That's better from South Carolina here early in game 2.
Iowa State again got to the round of 16 last season, I believe, and lost to Akron in the Midwest Regional semifinal last season. And now here this season, round of 32 right now, is the winner would be Maryland for Iowa State. If they can find a way to get to the round of 16, this could be the deepest run this Iowa State roster gets to make this season.
Yep, and they are 1 game closer to continuing their progress. It's Cloudy continuing to make a difference for his team, as the forward touch there, saved away by Turnup, thinks he's putting it in a good spot. Fortunately, Cloudy continued his momentum forward, was right there to put the ball right back in. He didn't get credit for the goal, but that's a helper. And the first goal to Vanish, and Iowa State yet again. And unless South Carolina can solve their scoring woes, they're facing a 2-0 series deficit. They've got to get one to fall here in game 2.
3:10 left to go in regulation. It's a 3-0 Iowa State run. Now Vanish trying to make it 4. Flip reset, gets over 1. Og left alone in the backfield. He'll take it with a full tank, and Og over to midfield looking for a double here. Won't get it to fall through. A rebound denied by Vanish, and Iowa State's defense still perfect through 7 minutes.
Midas got taken out there by Turnup. Redirect off the corner by Vanish goes to nobody, as Og will take back over. We've seen him go to the air once. Second time, no good. Cloudy will usher that one to safety, and Midas continuing to try and throw a wrench the South Carolina attack, but they've got 2 players committed to that one. Into the corner we go for Vanish to clear. Another musty attempt. This one a little bit higher, a little harder, but Og was ready for it, but the offense doesn't stop there. Vanish is there to shoot. SJT with a good save, and now it's going to be Turnip in front. The pass play to Og was perfect. Unfortunately, the shot yet again runs into a wall made of Iowa State yellow.
Iowa State's defense, Fox, it's just been stellar here tonight so far, and Vanish looking for something. Cloudy fires, no good. Reap saved by Og. Iowa State nearly a 2-0 lead. Minus off the ceiling. We'll break one defender. SJT back to it. 20 boosts to use here. We'll start a counter as Cloudy takes control, and Fox, we just go back and forth here the last couple seconds.
Absolutely, we do, and we get to see the best that these 2 teams have to offer. Another save there by Cloudy. South Carolina with a team total of 4 shots here in game 2. None good enough to solve. Iowa State, that centering attempt falls to the Cyclones, and it will be Cloudy able to pop Og on his way through, but it's South Carolina able to get the ball past midfield, get some respawns, get some resources as well. The Gamecocks continue to run into the problem of this defensive structure out of Iowa State. Whether it's a pass play, whether it's a shot, nothing, and I do mean nothing, is working right now for the Gamecocks. Every single time they're being challenged and they're being denied.
Done a really good job of that too. I mean, their defense has been, perfectly rotating. Their positioning is really, really good. They're fending off the holes South Carolina is able to create. Its marginal holes that are, it's not big ones that South Carolina is getting on this goal net. It's going to be a hard worked effort goal if South Carolina can find a way to score. Zog fires and scores. There it is, 1-1.
That's who everybody in the chat said would be a player to watch here for South Carolina. Great little handoff by SJT. He's got no boost, says, here you go, tease up Og, and he fires away. The Gamecocks have got life, and they finally break through. That is exactly the pulse that they needed, and now they'll be looking to take the lead. Cloudy is going to take on Og one-on-one. Og to the back wall. Does get denied by the crossbar, but that was a good attempt. All of a sudden, South Carolina, a little bit of swagger, a little bit of confidence in that step. You got to be careful. If you're Iowa State, you have owned pretty much 90% of this series up until this point. You can't let that one goal all of a sudden break the dam through. You've got a lot of work here to do. Both teams do in game 2 if you want this dub.
9 minutes and 17 seconds, Fox. A perfect defense for Iowa State. Now one more look here down the road. Cloudy pops this one up. Og double commit with SJT. Iowa State might get one more look here. Cloudy up to minus. Down on target. Turnip kills it. We get overtime.
That was an excellent pre-jump. Great to see out of Iowa State get a little bit creative there at the end. Keeping South Carolina honest. That touch, though, at the end, saved by Turnip. Not a whole lot of power on it. And Turnip's going to put this one to midfield. Vanish takes it away. South Carolina, they're low on boost here. Is there a shot on target? Yes, there is. What a save from Turnip. That touch from Cloudy would have gone in. That angle and that double was absolutely disgusting. But Turnip made sure that it wasn't a clip. He's also going to bump Cloudy. Maybe a little bit of payback for that shot on goal attempts. Will be cleared away. No, Turnip doesn't get the touch. Og will. South Carolina now with a chance towards goal. The goalpost and Midas combine efforts to keep that ball at bay. And Iowa State now surviving an attempt from South Carolina towards their goal. Og is there as well. He gets dunked. And we're going back and forth here. This game honestly could go either way here in OT.
Vanish fielder's choice. Couldn't get it to go. Rebound also turned away. And Vanish had a chance there to really shoot wherever he wanted. Had a fielder's choice shot there and still couldn't get it to go. We play on 1 minute into overtime, and now 6 minutes in this game. Both teams sitting at 1 goal on the board.
You love to see a little bit of chirping between both schools' fan bases in the chat. Make sure keep it clean, boys. We got a long series to go. You don't want to get yourselves timed out in this one. You want to keep showing your love and support for these teams as they will continue to play on. Here comes Cloudy to the heavens where clouds love to be, up in the sky, but he does get denied by the defense. Another touch there by Midas. Turnip has been excellent defensively. Third time's the charm, hits the crossbar. It's there for the taking, and Vanish is going to get his goal as he will be the shooter. After the eventual crossbar, he is able to actually get out of the net after the wifty and gets the goal. Iowa State 2-0 here in the series after a 2-1 Game 2 victory.
2-0 now. 1 goal in 6.5 minutes for South Carolina, for 10.5 minutes, Fox, or 11.5 minutes for South Carolina. I can't do math. But, again, 11.5 minutes into this one goal for South Carolina. What's got to change going into game 3?
Well, that game honestly could have gone either way. You got your first goal. That's step number 1. Now, step 2 is get a lead. Put Iowa State in behind, because South Carolina have had to play a lot of Rocket League from behind. Let's see what they can bring to the table when they're playing with a lead, because not only is that comfort of having a lead there for South Carolina, it's going to put a little bit more pressure on Iowa State. Right now, they've had a pretty darn easy and clinical road up until this point, thanks to their defense. It's not exactly unearned. It has been a defensive juggernaut here for Iowa State. And that has what has earned them a couple easy victories in terms of not having to sweat it. Now it's South Carolina's job to turn the tides, turn the tables, and put the Cyclones on the back foot. Make them think about this round of 16 ticket moving forward in this series.
Cloudy towards the corner. Flip reset. Broken up there by defender SJT, trying to keep this ball in play. Will fire. Easy save for Midas, and Iowa State continue on. Fox, 30 seconds in, the defense looking stellar early on.
Oh, that wasn't exactly the most conventional play there from Turnip. He did manage to catch the ball, though. It looked cool in the end. Now he'll be in the corner watching Cloudy. Put this one towards the midfield. Midas up above. A couple players there going with no boost in front of goal. Cloudy may be going for a bump. Didn't quite work out. Now this one's going to be knocked forward. Cloudy in the corner. Will watch Og nice and close, but he gets dumped. Og puts it through SJT. His 50 does not go South Carolina's way. Og will make the most out of that touch, but again, some good defense here from Iowa State, keeping South Carolina wanting more, looking for more. Now Og is going to try to give them more. That double tap didn't quite work. SJT tries to tee up Turnip, but he's going to be in full retreat mode, and Iowa State survived that attempt. Og has looked pretty darn good, Nation, when he takes to the sky and tries an aerial play.
Yeah, Og is the best player in the South Carolina roster. He's done a lot of damage across the season and across that SEC tournament run for the Gamecocks that got them to this CCS championship. And a demo on the back line. It's no good. Rebound. Turnip 1-0.
It's going to be Turnip in the end, but that is not the biggest reason for that goal. SJT with the demo. Og running interference on the front of goal. If anybody was there, he likely has them, but it wasn't. The third man had gotten taken out. SJT with the demo, and Turnip has got the goal. Now a 1-0 lead. There you go. Your first lead of the series for South Carolina. Now the question is, what do the Gamecocks do with it, and how does this affect the series moving forward?
We'll see how long they can hold on to the lead here. Demos becoming more and more frequent. It's Turnip trying to snipe SJT. It's good from Og. 2-0. 2:56 to go. 3 doubles for the Gamecocks.
Turnip absolutely annihilates the third man, and then Og from nowhere is putting that one into the net. The demo play works. Yet again, physicality for South Carolina. Throwing a wrench. If you have perfect defensive structure in that perfect triangle, all of a sudden South Carolina erases one of the 3 dots of that triangle. It's no longer a shape. And Iowa State will have to watch that now, as 2 demos have ended up in the back of their net here in Game 3. South Carolina starting to figure things out a little bit more as they will continue to try and operate here in Game 3 towards an eventual victory if you are the Gamecocks. For Iowa State, you're still alive and still in this. 1 goal could change everything, and you get a gift-wrapped one, because the defense, that was a parting of the South Carolina Sea, and Vanish made him pay.
Oh, gets caught going for boost in the far corner and missed it as well, so I had to circle back around, and 2:25 to go. It's a 1-goal affair again. Fox, and this is just all, the Iowa State offense, they really are so good at putting away chances that are gift wrapped to them there. Like, I gave a free goal there to Iowa State. Now we're back to a 1-goal game.
Good idea there from Turnip. Unfortunately, Vanish was wary of that. Now Vanish has the ball, gets dunked away from him, but a couple of Iowa State players in behind waiting. That shot towards goal could have been another one, but Turnip this time was able to get back to the house, keep things neat and tidy. Oh, great infield looking for SJT. Unfortunately, Cloudy saw that one from a mile away. And speaking of a mile away, how about another goal from Vanish, this time on his own side of midfield, and the lead for South Carolina is gone.
That lead only lasted a couple of minutes, Fox, and A minute 53 to go. We're back to equilibrium. We could see overtime for a second consecutive game.
That's tough. Honestly, two very stoppable goals for South Carolina here as Vanish will score from his own half. And now look out, SJT trying to make something happen. He threw every single Iowa State player off of their rocker trying to get to that one. Again, South Carolina only a crossbar away from a clip, but didn't quite happen. Iowa State survived that one. A minute 30 left, 90 seconds to make your mark here in game 3. Midas is going to try and put a marking on the defense of South Carolina, but that ball will be taken right away, and the Gamecocks can reset. Og, not much boost. One touch forwards, all he's got. Iowa State will take over. Now Midas running forward, trying to take out Turnip. Gets a bump on him, and Og there from behind. Made sure no matter what happened to Turnip, he was good to go. South Carolina will try and create some offense, but they're running into Cyclones yet again.
60 seconds left.
1 minute remaining in game number 3. This would be really potentially a series killer if it is Iowa State that finds a way to win. Here's Midas with a full tank. We'll watch this one sky high and look for the double. It's good from Midas. 3-2. It's a 3-0 run, and Iowa State back in front.
South Carolina got caught watching. Turnip is backwards. Og off to the side. Doesn't go soon enough. And Midas has an open look at that one. And that one is waterfall cascading right over the hopes and dreams of South Carolina here for the round of 16. Kickoff goal no good as Og will get a touch. And he is going to take this one up. Looking for the air. Vanish. Beaten by Og. Going low. Turnip beats the second man. Third man's Cloudy. Great 50. And another touch there to disrupt SJT, but the Gamecocks not quite done yet. SJT lost it to Vanish, who has been a huge thorn in the Gamecock game plan here in Game 3. Couple goals to take away the lead, and now his team has the lead with seconds remaining. And Nation looks like it might be reverse sweep territory unless this rush will work for South Carolina.
Yeah, again, in the tournament in the past, I mean, the SEC schools have struggled with the Big 12 and the CCS championships as Cloudy finds a fourth, and this could be the end of the SEC's run in this season's tournament. All 4 teams have lost in the opening round of South Carolina fall tonight.
That is a tough way to lose that game. It was 2-0 at one point. 4 unanswered goals for Iowa State fall, and the House of Cards collapsing even further for South Carolina. They'll still have a few standing, but right now nothing is working for the Gamecocks. They'll get one for the road. It's going to put the score within 1. Doesn't quite matter though, because the win to Iowa State thanks to their insurance, and they are a win away from the round of 16. Now are the Cyclones.
A 3-0 series now for Iowa State and Fox. I mean, number 1 Florida lost to number 8 Northern Illinois the other night. Number 2, Texas A&M lost to number 7 Winthrop. Number 6, Tennessee lost to number 3 Maryland. And now tonight, South Carolina in jeopardy of elimination.
And what's interesting, Nation, is if you look back to last year's tournament, the low seed had a horrendous time. I mean, there were hardly any upsets. And in this one, we've already seen more upsets in this one tournament than we saw in the entirety of the tournament last year.
I think we only got 2 last season.
Yeah, it was not the season for upsets. This season is all about the underdog story. And what a story it would be for South Carolina to punch their ticket with a Game 7 win. But Nation, that is so long away. And it's going to take 4 wins. It all starts with number 1 here, as both teams looking for a crucial win here in Game 4. It could be the start of a comeback, or it could be the finishing blow for the round of 16.
Absolutely could. I think it's number 13 Louisville beat number 4 Illinois, and then number 10 Houston beat number 7 UT Arlington in the opening round. So I think those were the only 2 upsets in last season's tournament. I don't know if we got upsets beyond the round of 64 or not, but there weren't a lot of seeding upsets last season, and we've already gotten a lot here this season, and there's still a lot more rounds to come as these 1 seeds have been in trouble, but SJT makes it 1-0.
A little bit of indecision there from Vanish. Should I stay? Should I go? Am I getting bumped? SJT with enough deception. He would have gotten the bump if Vanish was in position to make that save. He went right for him. Vanish had opted to go to the side, trying to avoid said bump. He did, but unfortunately that ball will drift right into the net. Good play by SJT, a favorable kickoff for South Carolina, and they've opened up a 2-0 lead. And right now, that's got to feel good for South Carolina. But unfortunately, if you look at game 3, we all saw where that went.
2-0, 4:22. A similar situation to game 3, although it was a lot less time on the clock at 2-0 Fox. At Iowa State, plentiful amount of time left to go to bring this one back with a really good start for South Carolina early on.
Allow me just to take a moment as the ball is at midfield. What a Twitch name is Remarkable Banana. That is a remarkable Twitch name. Absolutely love it. Here's Turnip. Now he's going to poke this one towards the back wall. It's covered by a couple players. They send Midas, who had no boost. That ball is not going to go anywhere, and now they'll have to do some cleanup in their own corner, but South Carolina not quite done yet. Forcing Iowa State. They continue to burn boost bit by bit here. But the lack of boost stealing out of South Carolina does mean Iowa State have the resources to outlet the zone. They might have enough to try and create some offense. That shot over. Turnip rebound from Midas is wide. Third time is the charm for Vanish. And Turnip will turn that one away. You know, for a vegetable, Turnip has been a monstrous defender for the Gamecocks here in this series where they have needed him pretty much every step of the way.
3:20 left to go here, and a whiff down low. Ogden open net 3-0. 3:15 to go.
Oh, that's tough. That is tough right there as an open chance to clear that ball. No boost to correct the car, and Og will get a freebie. Into the net, we see 3-0 now as Og will continue to punish, trying to push back Iowa State. Again, for any series nation, that final game, the win number 4, always the hardest. No matter what, any series, that one's going to be turned away at the post. Rebound again, hits the same post, stays out. That final game, the most difficult to win. We are seeing that as a couple of mistakes here, a couple of slow plays out of Iowa State. South Carolina starting to pick up a little bit of momentum here, getting the ball rolling, and this one will drop for Turnip. His shot towards goal, forcing Midas up. It's an awkward touch. He recovers nicely. But Iowa State right now, it seems like it is their turn to play in their half for most of the game, like we saw them do to South Carolina for a majority of the first 9 minutes in the opening games.
2:30 left to go. Advantage. Around 1. Plenty of time, though, still for Iowa State. One look in front. Og off the clear back for Midas. Iowa State still trying to deal. There's SJT trying to snipe a cherry pick attempt. Rebound on target. Won't sail through. 2-minute warning approaching Fox. And Iowa State, the defense is falling apart here in game 4.
And indeed, I did call Turnip a vegetable, but he has not been operating like that kind of vegetable. He has been a powerhouse, trying to whip up a winning dish, a winning recipe for his team here. Vanish off the backboard with style and flair. He is going to pound that ball into the net as Cloudy will pick the pocket of Turnip, and Vanish says, "Thank you very much. I'll take it from here."
Iowa State back within 2. Right about the same clock as they had last game when they were down 0-2 Fox. So they've been here before. We'll see how fast they get it within 1.
This Turnip will race forward, looking for a bump perhaps. The ball taken right away. Og and SJT are back. Og has got to be careful. He's giving this ball right back to Cloudy, who has been very advantageous here in this game at trying to create something from nothing for his team. Able to steal the ball for the opening goal. Now Midas off the back wall. He's going to fake that one. Gets a bump on a couple defenders. Cloudy will put this one in, and don't look now. Iowa State are in the rearview mirror, and objects might be closer than they appear.
Midas gets 2 bumps. Cloudy, a fielder's choice. 1:28 to go. It's 3-2. Fox are back within 1 very, very fast.
What do you think? Do you think that game number 3 is flashing on the minds of the Gamecocks right now? As it was 2-0. We saw how that game ended. It was 3-0 here, and look out as here come the Cyclones yet again. Good denial by Og as he will send them packing, eating away time. Time right now the biggest enemy of the Gamecocks because they are in the lead. They are in the driver's seat here in game 4. The only problem is Iowa State's not done. Vanish off the backboard. We're tied. It's Midas to Vanish, and the Cyclones have built themselves a game from 3-0 down to 3-3. We are even.
And it's another 3-0 Iowa State run. We're tied again. 63 seconds. Iowa State Fox have stormed back from 3-0.
The Gamecocks having trouble holding on to a lead here. They have enough trouble getting a lead. Now they seem to be having trouble holding on to a lead. And now Vanish is going to try and put one back. It's a bump on Turnip, also bumped Og. Luckily for them, Turnip recovers. SJT bumps Turnip. This is going to fall off the back ball. SJT gets the punt away from danger, and he will 50 Vanish, but Vanish is waiting. He's camped out on the sidewall. Goes for a little flip off the touch. Midas does get denied, and Og will send them back. 30 seconds. This game is wide open. If you look back at halftime, it looked like South Carolina was ready to deny the sweep, but now it can be anyone's game, and Vanish going to be looking to punch his team's ticket. Iowa State, they just need one that's open, but Turnip gets back in time, and he will clear. 10 seconds left, nation, and if South Carolina are able to see Aquadome, they certainly have not made it easy on themselves.
Not at all, Zog. One last effort. Gets over one, has no help. We got overtime again, just like Game 2. Iowa State won overtime. We'll see if they can win it here in Game 4 in OT to get this series to 4-0 and move on to the round of 16.
Nice play by Cloudy. He has done so much heavy lifting for his team here. He's going to try and keep doing it. Gets a pass to Vanish. It's on target. Tipped high. I'm not sure if Cloudy or the defender got a piece. Cloudy went for the bump. Did not get it in time. SJT is going to get denied by Vanish, but has given the ball away and then taken right back as both teams trade possessions. Back and forth we go. Turnip over Vanish, but he got popped by Vanish on his way through. Iowa State will clear to midfield. Cloudy, no more boost in the tank, but he's got another touch, forcing SJT up. Now Midas to the backboard. Do they have a finishing shot? No. It'll be Turnip taking it past midfield. Gets by the first man, punches it through the second man. Turnip and Og have committed in the corner. SJT last man. As Turnip will race back. He's out of boost though, having to use it to get back. And he will play that ball very well. Turnip able to escape. A little bit of a mistake as South Carolina got a little bit ahead of themselves, double committing in the corner. They do survive. Nation, don't look now. That's a demo play for South Carolina trying to open things up. We've seen demos work for the Gamecocks before, but no shot. As Iowa State survive, we play on.
117 into OT. Og gonna try to end it here. A double attempt, no good. A rebound, Turnip fires, no good. Vanish off the save. Iowa State hang on tight defensively. We play on.
Turnip in the corner, gets the boost steal. Midas has no boost, but he's gotten the ball to midfield. SJT looks for Turnip. They are going to meet there with Vanish in the sky. Pop fly now for Midas. Has got it over Og. Drops it down. Here comes Cloudy. He can end the game. He can end the series with a pass to Vanish. It's off the crossbar. Rebound is soft. Can't be deflected on target by Vanish, but Iowa State not done yet. Here comes Cloudy. Plays it right into SJT, who's got a clearance. Got to be careful if you're South Carolina. There's not much in those tanks. Og does have some. He's going to get a bump upfield. Turnip with a nice 50 away from Cloudy. Now SJT's got to get to this ball and does. Now his turn to take to the heavens. SJT, one touch, and he has beaten Vanish, but he couldn't catch up to that ball. Turnip will play it to the back wall. Og and his squad trying to force Game 5. Iowa State looking for the sweep. Game 4 has definitely been the hardest game for both teams to win. And it continues to prove that way as we've played half of an additional game. You've gotten 50% more than you paid for here in Game 4, and we're not even done yet.
So SJT takes this one high. Vanish off the clear. Iowa State now. A fast break, open target downfield. It just means more for nothing, and we're done and dusted.
Absolutely. Turnip went forward for bumps, as did SJT. Og was the last man back, and Cloudy from his side of midfield, just like the goals we saw that helped get helped get Iowa State back into this game, rather. Another heartbreaking goal there for South Carolina to give away. Iowa State, a remarkable effort, surviving a couple of blown leads there in games 3 and 4. The comeback kids, after dominating games 1 and 2, you saw a little bit of everything. Iowa State, they are making some names for themselves and saying, you better watch out for us in the round of 16.
Iowa State will take on number 3 Maryland on Friday at 8 Eastern on the main broadcast. We'll see them there. Thanks for watching. We'll be back in about 20 minutes for number 3 Drexel and number 6 Pittsburgh to close out the round of 32.